Courtney. Today's video blog is going to be a question and answer period. I've had a lot of clients and friends posting and sending me questions lately, so I just figured I'd take them all, kind of collect them, gather my answers, and then put them all together in a video. So hopefully this will benefit a lot of people. I have my notes, so I'm going to be looking down a lot, so don't mind me. And we're going to get into it. There's about 5 questions here that I want to go through. I'm going to try and do as much detail as possible, so I hope this answers everyone's questions. So the first question I have from one of my clients says, is it ever good or beneficial to take rest weeks or days off of training to reach your goals? That completely depends on your goals and your style of training. I don't think 4 to 5 days a week of training is overdoing it by any means, but that depends on how your body responds to the style of training that you're doing. I know that I've read studies before that women will recover a lot quicker than men. It depends if you are doing strength training, if you are doing cardio endurance, if you're doing powerlifting, if you're doing just functional hypertrophy, like completely depends on what you're doing. I'm doing powerlifting right now. I have, it's I think a 12 or 13 week phase that I'm going through, and every 4 weeks I do like a taper phase. So I build strength up about 3 weeks, and then my 4th week I kind of taper off in my strength, which I guess would be kind of like a rest week, but I'm obviously still lifting, just not as heavy as I would be. Just to kind of let my body respond, give my muscles a break and everything. I do think that rest days should happen every week. I would say at least once a week. Whenever I have clients and doing programming, I always give them usually 2 or 3 days of rest, just to make sure that they're healing properly and everything. The longer that you've been training, the more likely your body will be able to respond to something. So if I have a client that's just starting out, I'm not going to make them train like 6 or 7 days a week. Obviously, I want to only start them in a couple days a week, give them more rest than they are being active. So is it beneficial to take rest days? Yes. Is it beneficial to take rest weeks? It depends, maybe, sometimes, not always. I don't know if that makes sense, hopefully. Okay, moving on. Is it better to take isolate protein powder rather than whey protein? So whey protein and isolate technically aren't two different things. Whey protein is created from milk, so it's a dairy product. And then whey protein comes in 3 main forms, which is isolate, concentrate, and hydrolysate. Whey isolate is made from concentrate. It just undergoes a further process to basically break it down more, so at the end you get more protein per unit than a whey concentrate. So it's going to absorb quicker into your bloodstream. I know that isolates are better post-workout. I don't have all the scientific research behind what kind of protein powder is better than the other. But if you want more information, I can try and look that up. Otherwise, I would say go to Supplement King in Burlington if you're in the area and talk to someone there because they know best. Also, the different kind of protein powder will depend, 1, on how your body responds to it, and 2, what you're using it for. Hope that makes sense. Next question, how do you go about your macros? Do you ever become obsessive worrying about it? How do you stay relaxed about it? Do you plan your meals every day before you start? What do you do if you're still feeling hungry after a meal? Okay, so currently I am at 140 protein, 150 carbs, and 40 fats. I have been lower than that, I have been higher than that. My body has not always responded well to carbs, and that's because I put myself in very bad metabolic damage probably about 2 years ago. So about 1.5 years ago, my carbs honestly were at like 40 grams a day, which all came from vegetables, so it was nothing. Doing that for a very long period of time will basically screw up your body. So my body does not respond well to carbs, so I do not have things that are crazy high in carbs. I am more of a volume person. So if you follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, you will see that I post a lot of volume food meals. Take, for example, peeled cucumber. You can have like a whole cucumber, which is about 200 grams of or 200 grams in volume or weight, and it's, I think, 4.4 grams of carbs. Like, there's nothing in it. So you can take a whole cucumber, or you can take a quarter of a cup of sweet potato, and it's going to have probably either the same, or there's going to be more grams of carbs in the sweet potato than there is in the whole cucumber. So I'm a volume person, so if I'm hungry and I'm limited to my carbs, I'm going to eat a lot more volume foods rather than things that are nutrient or macro dense, just to make myself feel more full. For those who've been following me on social media lately know that I post those like super smoothie bowls. So I am going to make a video later this week on how I make it and how it keeps me ridiculously full. How do I stay relaxed about it? Honestly, it's a learning process. I've been doing flexible dieting properly for about a year now. Once I started reverse dieting, I started eating more things and knowing that it doesn't just have to be a clean diet. So it's definitely a learning process. I plan my meals ahead of time just because, I don't know, sometimes I'll lay in bed at night and be like, what am I going to eat tomorrow? So I'll sit there and I'll just plan everything out. I don't have to do it. It's easier because I work from home, so I don't have to necessarily prep my meals ahead of time. We keep a lot of food in our fridge already cooked, so we go to Costco a lot. We'll buy a whole pack of chicken and we'll cook it all at once and leave it in a giant container. Same thing with broccoli, with sweet potatoes, with zucchini. We have giant containers, so whenever we're hungry, we'll put it into our FitnessPal app. I use my Macros Plus and put it into the app and then put it on the scale or on the plate. I plan ahead of time. I'm extremely organized. Anyone who knows me knows how organized I am. So I plan ahead of time. It works for me. It makes me extremely less stressful knowing what I'm going to have, what I can fit. If I know that I want to have one of my super smoothies at the end of the day, I'll put that in and then I'll kind of work around that, if that makes sense. My meals, I'll usually eat, I don't know, 6 or 7 meals a day, and they go anywhere from 100 to 400 calories. And I'm hitting about 1,500 throughout the whole day. If I am still hungry at the end of the day, I know that I'm not going to melt. My body's not going to break down. I'm not going to have a panic attack or whatever the case is. I will drink more water and I will shut up. Because I am really good at eating volume foods, I find that at the end of the day it's more of a struggle for me to hit my macros rather than me going over and me still being hungry. But you know what? I know that I'll eat the next morning. I'm not going to melt. My muscles aren't going to shrink up. I'm not going to lose all my gains, whatever the case is. I might go to bed a little bit earlier, half an hour earlier, if I'm super hungry, because I know I'm going to eat the next day. So just deal with it. Like, it's not a big deal. Get your mind off of it. Go out for a walk. Go do something else. Clean or organize a room. Do something. Get your mind off it. You'll be fine. Another post from a friend saying, in the past I've always killed my workout with cardio. Some agree, most don't. Depending on your goals, I suppose, anyways. Recently I've stopped, and instead I've started to end my workout with 100 plus back squats with a lighter weight, but still challenging. Of course, I wouldn't do this on leg day, but what's your opinion? Unless you are working on building your endurance, I do not find 100 back squats at the end of your workout necessary. If you can do 100 back squats at the end of your workout, then maybe your workout isn't hard enough. If you need to do cardio to burn stubborn fat, then I would suggest HIIT cardio once or twice a week, and probably not more than 30 minutes a session. If you have a lot of fat to lose, then probably need to adjust your diet. And no level of training is going to outdo your diet if that's not on point. So shoot me an email if you need help with your diet. Also depends on the person. So back in the summer, I was doing HIIT twice a week because I was losing fat. I would do one boxing session a week on weekends, on Saturdays, and then on Wednesday mornings I would do HIIT cardio over at the track right beside our house, and do about half an hour, or I would go in the rower depending on the weather and do intervals that way. About 6 weeks ago I stopped all cardio. I went for a run a couple times when we were down in Florida just because it was nice weather. But I stopped cardio. I don't find it necessary because I do not want it hindering my powerlifting goals. So I'm trying to build strength. I don't want to burn any muscle. So I am not doing any cardio, and I haven't gained any weight, which is nice. I don't think 100 or more back squats are necessary. Again, that depends on the person and what program you're using and what your goals are. If you need more help with that, you can either go to my website or shoot me an email and we can talk about goals and programming and nutrition. Okay? Last question. Working out in a fasted state, yay or nay? I say depends. So HIIT cardio, doing fasted HIIT cardio, I wouldn't say it's not a bad idea by any means. You're going to recruit more stored fat as energy that way, but if you're doing strength training in a fasted state, you really have no fuel to run off of, so you're not going to benefit from that. I don't have all the scientific research on hand right now, but in my personal opinion, fasted HIIT cardio, okay. Fasted strength or weight training, not okay. So those were the questions that I had that I tried to summarize today. If anyone has any more questions, either shoot me an email, courtney.u@live.ca, message me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, comment below on my YouTube video, go to my website, courtneyforlife.com, and you can shoot me a message that way. I hope that helps, and stay tuned later this week because I promise I will do my smoothie bowl recipe. Actually, I find that it varies day to day, once again, depending on my macros, how much food I have left, how hungry I am, but I will give you the average basic recipe for that. Okay, that's it. Have a good one, guys.